Thanks for joining us this morning. Well, so many of us want to do it, go back to school, specifically grad school, but it can be overwhelming, the research, the applying, the finances. Fortunately, Miriam King from the University of Baltimore is here to help us this morning. Good to see you.
Hi, Megan. Good to see you again.
Thanks for coming in. So many people want to go to grad school, and they have no idea where to begin.
Well, it's not that difficult if you make up your mind, first of all, what it is you want to get out of graduate school, because you have to think about your return on investment just like you do with the undergraduate degree. But there's a lot of information out there. So if you know your purpose in going to graduate school, is it to get a credential? Is it to prepare for a new career? Is it to prepare for promotion, to secure better employment in your field? Then that will help you decide. Then there are lots of online resources like gradschool.com and petersons.com that will lead you through looking at a variety of different programs. And there are programs for full-time graduate students who want to not work and go to school full-time, and those are generally the kinds of programs where you have to apply now for next year, for next fall. But there are also a lot of part-time programs, such as we have at the University of Baltimore, for working professionals who want to get graduate degrees.
Which is great, because the reality is a lot of times people can't give up their job to go back to school.
Right.
All right, it's good that you guys have that. Now, one thing that you mentioned, when you do your research, you'll get the ratings for grad school, but you have to know what that means.
Yes, you do. And the ratings are a big debatable topic, as we've discussed before, but I think the benefit of the ratings is that it will help you first of all, understand the different graduate schools that you're looking at. And they are important if there's a significant cost to the tuition, because that generally means that that's a highly competitive institution that you'll be able to get into the higher the ranking.
Okay, and then you also said preparation.
Preparation is key, and that starts with doing the application. And you need to do the application very carefully. You should apply to several graduate schools, I think, or several graduate programs in your discipline. And all of the documents that you're preparing should be carefully prepared, like your letters of recommendation. Start asking people to give you letters of recommendation and ask them to speak to your ability to do graduate work in that field.
And that's where the portfolio comes in.
Yes.
But also the testing, too. A lot of people, they might think, yes, I want to do this, and not think about the fact that you do have to maybe prepare for a monster of a test.
Yes. And if you've been out of school for a while, or it's been 6 or more years since you took a graduate school admission test, that can be a big hurdle. But whether the GRE, the graduate record examination, or the graduate management admission test, or the LSAT or MCAT is required, there are prep courses, and they're a very good investment. We have them, for example, at the University of Baltimore, not just for our applicants, but for people in Baltimore. So I think it's a very good investment, and there are also commercial sources of those test preparations. Like Kaplan, for example.
Okay, and a lot of times this involves an interview.
Yes, yes.
Okay.
And in the interview, you should approach it like a job interview. You should dress professionally. You should be prepared for the interview to talk about yourself and why you're going to graduate school, what you hope to get out of it, because it is very much a two-way dialogue, but it's also that occasion at which the graduate admission officer or the graduate faculty member is looking at you and trying to decide if you're the right person for the program, and also if they should invest in you by offering you an assistantship.
Okay, Miriam, if people want to reach you, if they say, wait a minute, I have some questions, where do they go?
Either here, WMAR, or on your site. You can ask Miriam and I'll reply via email, or you can contact me at the University of Baltimore.
Well, as always, it's great to see you. Thank you so much for coming in.
Thank you.
Miriam King from the University of Baltimore. All right. Well